Okay, so now that's set up.
Morning, how are you, sir? All right. Hey, Tom. Yes, ma'am. I want to run some olives. I think our grandchildren are going to.
They might not, because I told them that I felt like it would be one thing if they had come Sunday, but coming just to not.
Okay.
So I missed that opportunity. But maybe next week they can go for Yeah, they were going to sell that stuff, and I told them don't do it because they've been watching at home, and it will appear like if they were to come today and start trying to sell to everybody, it would appear like that's what their purpose is, and I didn't want to model that. Like that's not what this space is for. So this isn't free. Yay. Are you going to go home? Oh, nice. Are you going to do one on the calendar? Which month are you? Oh, nice. What month are you? Oh. Okay. November and May. Okay. I see it. Very nice. That's wonderful. I love it.
You mentioned that.
Yes, they're coming. Oh, you're going to have Connor, come here. All right. I'm going to read them all. Oh, really?
Hi, Keith. It's a sweet tour. Isn't it? Yeah. Good.
I need to tell you guys, it's more person that he just gets out.
Stay not going as much as possible.
Hi, Keith.
Yeah.
How you doing?
After the service, I'll go look at that. I didn't get a chance this week.
Yeah, it's just a very slight leak. You feel it around the thing, that way you just drift it in the
I'll
bubble.
look at it.
But I tightened it as much as I could.
Okay.
I gotta take a look at the travel and sink in the beast after that thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
The only inconvenience in my life really is as a sport. Yes. Hopefully, We'll see. But no, it hasn't had a lot of impact. I bought myself a 95 pounds. And work at shoulders. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there'll be things that's so the air conditioner is slow. And it doesn't work well. You too can have a go. Excuse me, sweetie. Oh no.
Sorry, I
Okay,
got it.
right there.
No.
I got it.
We're live right now, but go like this. I know this thing's in the way. We have Richard help me move this, and now we got to do it again. So you need to. Can you pivot it a little bit? Nope. Pivot the other way. There you go. Right there. Stop.
Why don't I just move
I'm
the
trying to get
camera?
the podium and the
Maybe I
slide.
can move just the camera.
What, baby?
We
Huh?
good?
No, you moved it again. So pivot it. Okay. Little teeny tiny. Nope, the other way. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Hi, honey.
Should put cones there or something.
I know.
Or take these two chairs away.
What's that? Yes. Okay. Are you guys gonna sit up front or are you sitting in the back? It's on. Don't touch it. You can't. Here, honey. Come around. I'll show you. Come here. You have to look right here to see this. You don't want to be on. Okay. He doesn't want to be on. Okay. Okay, hi everybody. We'll let everybody, oh, it's just 1 minute after. I remembered sound and everything. That's right, good morning. I didn't even say hello to you. Okay. Bedford, they're not going to sit with me, but you can sit with me. They're going to sit all the way back there.
I love you too.
Do you want to sit with me? Somebody sit with me. Good morning, everybody. We're getting started. What time is it? Sorry. 10:02.
Yep.
And all is well. Okay. So good morning. Sorry, I was talking to everyone. So we're gonna start. We're gonna let my father-in-law come up and do a poem, and then we'll get started with our regularly scheduled program.
Press the button.
Oh, sorry, I didn't press the button.
That's okay.
I almost did
Should be a
everything.
green light on there.
Hello.
Yep, time.
I'm going to read not some of my stuff today. I've got a couple of very brief poems from this really great book. It's called Love Poems from God. I see somebody is familiar with it. It's poetry from a number of holy people in the past. I'm going to read a couple from Hafiz.
Oh, yay. Sorry.
And I see some of you are familiar with Hafiz. Who is a 14th century poet and lyrical genius.
Yeah.
First one is, the sun never sets. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole world. So that's one. Here's another one. Just sit there right now. Just sit there right now. Don't do a thing. Just rest. For your separation from God is the hardest work in the world.
Oh.
Let me bring you trays of food and something that you like to drink. You can use my soft words as a cushion for your head.
Oh.
It's Hafiz.
Thank you. Okay, I have to tell you something. I haven't thought about that poem in, I don't know, a long time. And yesterday, I thought of that poem, the one about the sun lighting the whole world. So we know it's on purpose. Okay, so today is going to be a little bit different. Oh, that's wrong, isn't it? No, it's not. It's right. Okay, so hold on. We're going to pray first. Okay. It's going to be fun. We're going to mix everything up. Y'all are going to love it. Okay. So good morning. Okay. So let's just take a moment wherever we are, and I invite you to close your eyes or relax your gaze, whatever is most comfortable for you. And we're going to breathe together. So we'll breathe in through our nose and out. Resting in this moment. Allowing all things to be exactly as they are. In this moment, we are inviting the truth of who we are. Wisdom and love. Rising to the surface. And if you'd like, you can place your hand on your heart. While you're breathing, can you feel your heartbeat? Can you feel your knees? Just notice. And I invite you to let my words be the words of your heart. I am here to be truly helpful. I am here as the love that sends me. I do not need to worry about what to say or what to do, for I am guided. Love's will be done. One more breath. And as you are ready, you can open your eyes. and join me back in this moment. So each Sunday morning, we say together our vision, our mission, and our values. Why do we do that? Why are we doing that anyway? So it occurred to me that I've been praying before I talk. But prayer, intention, pausing goes at the beginning, not in the middle. And so what we just did was we paused, we took an intentional breath. And the reason why we say this vision, mission, and values, I hear a humming. Can you stop the humming? Sorry. Okay. Where was that? Okay. So the reason why we say this vision, mission, and values is because we know that intention goes at the beginning. And whatever our intention is, that will determine how things unfold, right? And so we put that intention at the beginning. We recognize that we are powerful creators and that words, thoughts, create our reality. And so what are we doing here? We're vision. So everybody, for a second, just close your eyes, and I'm going to say the vision. And I want you to find the place where this vision lives, okay? A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. Can you see it? A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. Can you see it? If you can see it, shake your head or nod your head. You can see it. That's what we're doing. We are envisioning a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'm going to let you stay like that the whole time. But do you see? We are... So is the world crazy right now? Have they all, them out there, have they all gone crazy? Right? Guess what? There is no out there. There's only in here. So if we pause and take a moment to catch the vision of a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening, since we're all connected, we just made it possible for this, right? So we want to say it with intention. So with intention, say it with me. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. Yeah, can you feel that? That's why we say that. I realized that, each morning or each Sunday we're going, a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. No, a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. It's shared because when I wake up, you wake up, because there's no out there. Yeah? Okay, what's next? Oh, what's next is we're going to breathe. Everybody ready? Breathe in through your nose, fill up and out. Harder with masks on, I know. I'm sorry. Easy for me to say, right? Okay. Now what's next? Our mission. What's our mission? What are we here for? What do we as Unity of Appleton see as our shared collective mission? I'm going to read it to you. Close your eyes. I'm a little bossy today. Y'all like bossy, Lydia? This is bossy, Lydia. All right. Advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. That's our mission. Our shared mission. If you're okay with this, if you're okay with this mission, if you're okay with advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living, if you are good with that mission, nod your head. Now say amen.
Amen.
And so it is. I love it. You stopped. You knew where to stop. You guys are so smart. All right, let's do another breath. Why are we taking these breaths? Why are we pausing? Because all of us, the fullness of us, comes in the pause, right? We're running around, running ragged. Guess what? On Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday. Yes, it was Wednesday. But Thursday, I have amazing in-laws, all of which are here. And they are, help me by coming and being with my boys who are also here, supporting their mama. Thank you. And they help me. And on Thursdays, my wonderful in-laws walked in the house. And what did you find when you walked in the house? How was I? How was I to you? What did you think? Would you say I was calm, peaceful? No, I wasn't calm. I wasn't peaceful. I had it all together. Everything was pristine. No, they came into a hot mess. You know why? I'm the hot mess. You know why? Because Wednesday, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know which way was up. My wonderful oldest son would say things to calm me down during this day. Like, for example, we were dropping off school supplies for school supply drop-off. And there's 2 schools now, so there was so much to do on Wednesday, like more things. And everywhere I walked, there was something else that would remind me of something else I needed to do and something else I needed to do. And, I couldn't walk outside and go, oh no, I got to do this. Anything that I've rubbed up against, I would think, oh, that reminds me. I have this, I have this, I have this. So my mind was so scattered. And I love it because my oldest son is really getting to know me as a person, not just mom. Because now he'll say, Mom. That's it. I mean, you see my face. He knows when I'm anxious. And he'll say, that's not to worry about right now. That's what he said. Because we were leaving, dropped off the school supplies. We're walking out of his school. And I'm so overwhelmed because I think, oh my gosh, this school, there are lockers in this school. Why is my baby going to a place with lockers? He shouldn't be doing that. He's not old enough for that. And then I thought, oh no, my youngest son is coming here next year. And I'm saying this out loud. And my oldest son looked at me and he said, that is not happening now. That is not to worry about right now, So why are we pausing and breathing? Why are we pausing and breathing? Because all those things that need to get done, all those things that we're needed for, the fullness of who we are, that's what's needed. Not what my in-laws walked into on Thursday, which was a hot mess, right? So we're pausing and we're taking a breath. And I know you're in masks, but just one more breath in through your nose. Out. We're pausing. Intention. We're putting intention in every move we make this morning. Okay, these are our values. Okay, our values. So I want you just to listen to me say them. Right? Listen to me say them. Abundance. Abundance, everybody. Acceptance. Acceptance. Pause on the word. Acceptance. Community. Community. Let me talk about community. So I was listening to a TED Talk, and the lady wrote a book, and the book is called The Dolphin Way. And she is a medical doctor and a psychiatrist. She said, I'm a medical doctor and a psychiatrist. Is that the same thing? Are they synonymous? Okay. So she's a medical doctor, a psychiatrist, and she realized that everyone came to her and they were stressed and anxious, and she's doing prescriptions for antidepressants and nerve medications because everybody is just a hot mess, right? Because we're all rushing around everywhere. And she realized that what was needed, the prescription that she wanted to give to everyone was the dolphin way. And she did an acronym so that you could remember it. And it was POD, P-O-D. P, I wrote this down. Hold on. Everybody pause. See, we're being intentional. We're pausing. That was on purpose. So POD, I just want to make sure I get it right. Play. So these are the things that are needed. POD, play. We need to play. If we don't play, we disintegrate. Life is awful. We must play. She said others, and this is why I'm bringing this up here, community. Others, social connection. Being lonely, what's the worst punishment they give you? What's the worst punishment someone is given? Solitary confinement. Why? Because we need others. We need others. We need each other. We need community. We need it. It's a part of life. And although it doesn't apply here with the D, I'm going to tell you. D is downtime, rest, downtime, play, others, downtime. That's the prescription, right? So here we are. What are our values? Abundance, acceptance, community. Community. We recognize the power of each other, right? That's our value here. We know it. We acknowledge it. We affirm it. We practice it, right? I tell you what, I definitely missed you guys for a year and a half doing this by myself in this room. And all of you, it's okay that you're watching there. I got to remember to acknowledge you. I know you're here. Okay. All right. Diversity. Diversity. What does that mean? Feel it. Diversity. It means that we recognize that it is important that our uniqueness, that our differences are not just important, they're necessary. We celebrate that here. We want that uniqueness to shine. That's our value. We value that, right? Integrity. What's integrity? When everything you say and do is in alignment. Integrity is being the same person in every arena. So I definitely wasn't in integrity when my in-laws came in on Thursday. I wasn't because I was, right? Integrity. Joy. Joy? I love it. Every week we've been doing this. Joy. Love. We all have been doing that, right? So I'm hoping, YouTube people, that you're saying this with us. I hope so. You need to be. See, bossy, coming again. Love, love, love. We could have just erased everything and put love, because love is all those things. That's what love does. Love accepts. Love is abundant. Love is diverse. Celebrates that diversity, right? Love. Okay, so say it with me. Now, say it with me. Everybody ready? Values. Abundance. Acceptance. Community. Diversity. Integrity. Joy. And love. Right? I'm yelling. Hollering. Okay. Now what are we going to do next? Pause. Pause. Downtime. Just recalibrating, right? We already put an intention at the beginning of our time here together. So the pause is just it's a movement back toward that original intention. right? So we're pausing. Oh my goodness, we celebrate children here, right? So I'm going to read this to you. Unity of Appleton, well, I'm going to say it, I know it. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children, and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. Can you feel that? So as my boy, I do this, I've been doing this since they were babies. When I think of it, I will pause and say silently in my mind as I look at my children, Namaste. The divine in me recognizes and greets the divine in you. It's a pause to remind myself that these children are not my children. They are the world's children. And they are an eternal soul. Yes, they appear to be 10 years old, 9 years old. They appear to be that. But their true identity, true with a capital T, is an eternal soul. Right? I truly believe that everybody, what we really want is to be seen. We want to be seen. So anytime we look at another person, and in this case, we're talking about children, when we look at that child and acknowledge that while they appear to be a child that's standing in front of us, they are an eternal soul, we are calling forth the truth of their being to be present in this moment. My sons, do you want to come up here so everybody can say this intention to you? How about you, son? I know that son's saying no. Do you want to come up here, honey? Oh, so I'm taking him going down to the floor as a no. Okay, so Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. So in your mind's eye, bring to mind a child that you know, children that you know, and now together say it with me. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. Right? And nurturing every time you look at them and think, Namaste, Namaste. You are nurturing that unfolding spirituality. What are we going to do next? Breathe. Everybody ready? We're just pausing, recalibrating. Just a pause. Just a pause. So, the daily word, the word for today. I think I might be too loud if I have this on. Okay. The word for today is awareness. Do you mean that all of this makes sense? All that we've been doing? Expanding our awareness, bringing our awareness to this moment has been on purpose? Yes, it has. Awareness. The world feels new as I grow in awareness. The world feels new as I grow in awareness. That's an affirmation. The reason why they put that affirmation at the beginning is that's a part of our practice. We recognize the power of our thoughts and our words. So let's say this together. The world, you can see, oh wait, can y'all see it? Or do you want me to say it and then y'all say it back? You can see it. Okay. The world feels new as I grow in awareness. So every time I pause and take a breath and bring my awareness to this moment, the world becomes new. I see it differently. And that is a miracle, a change of perspective. The world feels new as I grow in awareness. Spending time in mindful contemplation increases my awareness of my surroundings. As I concentrate and focus my attention, I shut out distractions and settle my unquiet mind. My world begins to feel brighter, vibrant, and more alive as I notice the soft sounds and minute textures and colors I overlooked before. Spending time in prayer increases my awareness of God's goodness, which I share with others when I am patient and kind, generous and forgiving. This goodness returns to me as kindness and gentleness in the people I meet, and ease and grace in all the places I go. The world has not changed, but I have. My awareness of God in and as my life has opened my eyes, my ears, my mind, and my heart. I'm going to read that last sentence again. The world has not changed, but I have. My awareness of God in and as my life. So God in and as my life has opened my eyes, my ears, and my heart. And the Psalm is 119, verse 18. Open my eyes so that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. What do you see? Pillars? Raise your hand if you see pillars. Raise your hand if you see people. Pillars and people. Now, see if you can see them both at the same time. Can you see them both at the same time? You know why? Because we're going slow. We're pausing. The world out there is so in our face, right? So in our face. All the brokenness, all the upset, all the discomfort, all the disagreeing, right? It's so right here in our face. And yes, that's relatively true. What does relatively true mean? Anything that's relative is changing. It means it's not forever. It's not permanent. It's changing. We think it's permanent because we keep seeing the same thing. But it's not that it's not changing. It's that we're not changing. And so what we see is not changing. Does that make sense? So what we want to do, as we grow in awareness, as we pause, as we become intentional about everything that we do, what we are doing is catching the vision of both pillars and people. Because the divine perspective, which is the truth of who you are, that perspective sees beauty and love and kindness and perfection. Ooh, can you imagine seeing all this mess as perfection? You can imagine it because that's your real sight. So what we're trying to do is catch the vision of pillars and people, right? Yes, we see the world in all of its five sensory glory, but we also see the truth of perfection. And that's what happens to our awareness as we pause and allow who we really are to see and perceive. What comes next? A pause, a breath. Can you feel your feet? How about your elbows? See? This moment. Recalibrate. We're just adjusting back, right? Adjusting back. So last week I talked about how pain is inevitable and suffering is not. Suffering is a choice. And I suffer in any moment that is painful and want it to be different. Right? So we recognized, and I had this awareness when I got a tattoo, which has profound meaning to me, and it's my reminder. But I realized that it was painful, but I wasn't suffering. And I wasn't because I recognized, number one, I chose it. I chose to do this. And number two, it was temporary. I chose it and it's temporary. And in any moment that we do that, we're recalibrating, right? It's like that pause, that intentional breath. And bonus, we don't suffer. And that's important. Wait, where am I putting this? Okay, so, see this? This is expectation, but really I found the graphic, and I don't want you to think of the word expectation, but I want you to see that this graphic is illustrating my point from last week, which is choose it, choose it, and you're living on purpose. So here's the deal, right? So here we go. Look, if the race goes like this, and there's no hurdles and there's no pitfalls, and you get to the end, how fun is that? We could ask my sons who play these devices, right? If they made a game that went like that, the top row there, we wouldn't play. We go, well, that's not fun. There's nothing to that. But so what they do is put the pitfalls in there, right? And all of a sudden the game is fun. All of a sudden, when you're up here, you know it. When things are going great, you feel that. Why? Because you were just down in this pitfall over here, climbing out of the rocks. Can you feel that? It's on purpose. Can you get to the place within your mind where these hurdles, that mess out there, you choose it? Yeah. You chose to play the game. You chose it. And if you can't get to I chose it, then just choose it. Right? I choose this. I choose this water that I'm drowning in. Right? I choose it. I choose to be a hot mess when I'm a hot mess. That's on purpose. Right? Yeah. Okay, I want to give you a little trick here after we do. Oh, no, we're not talking yet because we need to pause. Forgot to put a breath in there. Before we start talking, I want to share this with you. And I'm going to share it with you because I recognized when I shared it with my husband and then shared it with one of my mother-in-laws, just the one husband, two mother-in-laws. They both said, oh, I'm going to do that because it was helpful. Okay, so I was a hot mess on Wednesday. There were so many things going on. Everywhere I walked, everywhere I went, everything somebody said reminded me of something else that I needed to do. And I remembered, oh, yeah, that thing you do, Lydia, it's time to do that again. And that thing I do is make a list. See, with boxes. I know this is very, for the younger people, this is a notebook where we used to write things down on. Okay? Okay, so this is a notebook. And it's got all of my to-dos. So every time it occurred to me something I needed to do, I'd write it down on this piece of paper. And you know what happens as I do that? I get lighter and lighter because it's, okay, I don't have to hold it all up here, right? Lots of things happen. One of the things that happens is I see that my to-do list doesn't go on until forever. There is an end to it, actually, if I write all these things down. That's one of them. Another bonus is that your mind is free to relax because you have them written down. But my favorite part of the list is when I make the list, I get to watch how the universe will take care of some of these things for me. So one of them was I needed to email a teacher at my child's school that's on here. Guess what happened when I made this list that evening? What happened? She emailed me. Right? I'm telling you, make a list and watch. You're proving to yourself, showing yourself how life is friendly and it's for you, and things are coming together. But trust me when I tell you, Hot Mess Lydia could not see that. Right? She was frenzied. Okay, so that's where I put that. As the inspirations for today were coming to me, I kept thinking, this doesn't have a cohesive narrative because it was all over the place. And the reason why is because it wasn't supposed to be like it had been before. Okay, so now we're going to talk. Bye, everybody. And John's going to pass